The new Parkway Theater, where good food, diverse entertainment, and community create a place for everyone. For showtimes and special events, check out www.thenewparkway.com.
You are listening to High School 510, where sports and comedy regain some culture.
Did you see the questions he asked when he asked MRI? The question he asked, I was sad. I was
Yeah,
like,
no,
dude,
he-
it made me think like, dude, he really thinks at an elementary level.
Dude, he was like, is this gonna affect my free agency?
Is this gonna
Yes,
affect my-
nigga.
Yes. You ain't even gotta ask that.
Darcy saw that.
Is this bad?
He said, yeah.
He asked so, and it made me
Nobody
think.
wanted to tell him, huh?
He should already know.
It's not like he gonna show emotion if you tell him the bad news. He be like,
I was like,
okay.
dude, he really thinks like a 5-year-old. And shout out to the ADD and all the full inclusion program and all the schools that kept Clay with the other kids, so he felt good. And felt like he was normal. And felt like, hey, being special is normal. Clay, just remember that. Don't let anybody tell you you fit in with the normal class. No, you are part of the normal.
I'm the one who said Kawhi might be that dude, and you're like, he ain't that dude. I'm like, he literally might be that dude.
No, I was with you. Remember, we were arguing with Tim.
Everyone else,
that wasn't on the show.
Everyone else doubting me because I'm like, Kawhi really might be that dude.
That wasn't on
I
the
would
show.
have doubted you, bro. I didn't
I didn't doubt you.
All right,
I agree with you.
Here's the question, Aaron. Then is Kawhi now in the LeBron era?
No, he's still in tier 2.
Because but what I'm saying is that you said if LeBron
There's players that elevate, like-
beats these Warriors, and it was the Warriors without KD, it will cement his legacy as the second best, if not the best player to you. You said that.
I did say that.
Okay,
Because
Kawhi-
he beat a 73-win team.
Oh, but Kawhi beat the 73-win team too.
No, Jared,
No,
listen.
Kawhi beat the team that didn't win 73.
Exactly. They didn't
have
And he
KD.
beat him with injuries.
But they also had Boogie.
But I'm not taking
the
away.
Clay injury was
I'm not
nice.
going to take
man.
away. I'm not going to use the injuries to take away. He's still tier
I'm trying
1.
to say something to you, bitch, nigga.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Darius.
I don't even care no more. I'm going back to sleep.
Go ahead, Darius.
All I gotta say is this, Jared. The Warriors, fundamentally, they need that whole team. If they don't have that whole team
Yep.
and they're not intact like that, they won't make an impact. I do agree with what you're saying about how they're gonna fall really low in the races for playoff spot. 6 may be generous. They may fall into an AC.
Oh, you think they're lower than
Wow.
that? I can get on that too. I can get on that. for sure.
And so I really wanted to get
Clippers.
the conversation on why. That's what, before y'all kept going, I really wanted to start unpacking why. Now, think about it. We got youth now. We don't have, this isn't about accolades. We got youth. This is a youth league. This is the AAU.
Yeah.
And so you're looking for the young talent. I mean, they're not in the West, but like a team that's going to be clearly dominant is going to be Philly. You got Milwaukee's going to take big steps next year. Shit, you might got a resurgence of DeMar DeRozan, who's still pretty fucking young.
San Antonio will still be there. We know As long as they got Popovich, they still
As long
going
as
to
they
be there.
got Big Daddy Pop. So I would say the Warriors, what they should focus on is rebuilding a healthy team for the assets when they actually get healthy and get back. Playing for another championship next year is a waste of your energy and your time. You really need to focus on building those assets so when they get back, you can be in go mode.
I think what Steph showed this playoffs in certain spurts, like he can carry a team and keep them in playoff contention, keep them relevant. But I think unless Kerr is going to be able to maximize and make adjustments to change the style, the way they play, like you need to get better talent, obviously, in there now. Yeah, I feel like the Warriors are gonna struggle next season. It's gonna be they're gonna move into the white man stadium and they're gonna start playing like the old Warriors of old a little bit.
This is worse than LA. You know, you got a lot of people that made a lot of quick money buying tickets, and just like their own executive. What a snack.
That was saucy.
What a ball girl. And just like that executive that pushed Kyle Lowry, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to have a stadium full of.
Yeah, well,
I went and drove by that stadium last time I was in the city. It broke my heart to see that shit. I remember that area. I used to drive down that street to go to Marshawn house, and we used to go to Hunters Point. The first time I had a Cuddy Bang, I was on that street.
Yeah.
I was on 3rd Street. And now that area, I knew something was going to happen when they built the T to go through there, because it was just empty for years. So they didn't do shit with that, develop it. Now it's just, and it looks beautiful from the outside. Oh my God, it's immaculate. And all the condos and
These 3 titles will have paid for that.
yeah, you know,
And
the
then it's
medium.
gonna be some
So
bad basketball.
it's sad that the working class people help pay for a stadium that they can't afford to go to no more.
For
Yeah.
real, it's fucked up.
Well, my thing is, everyone thought the Warriors were gonna win, or it's gonna be fine, but like these injuries and the types of injuries they are, like, these are serious injuries. These are career potentially altering injuries. Everyone's so used to players coming back quicker and quicker from injuries nowadays.
That doesn't play out good.
Well, it's not even that it doesn't play out well. It's just, I think most times you have a serious injury from your normal self that has made you special as an athlete. You're not going to be a better athlete or a better player. You might have to become a better player, but your athleticism has taken a hit. You've had a surgery. You've had a major repair. Like, you buy a tent from a really expensive tent, or you buy a really expensive something. When you have to go in and have to put in a replacement part or fix something that is broken,
Never the same.
you're like, it's still not the same, bro. It's not the same. So, I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where I think I gave the Warriors a couple more years to really be relevant, but with the Clay injury on top of that, like, they had just lost. I'd be like, all right, it's going to be interesting to see, but they're going to be relevant for a few more years. With Clay's injury now, it really puts that into question, because is Clay going to be able to come back and be the same player? You would think so because of the way he plays, but is he going to be the same defensive player?
Yes.
Is he going to have that same ability to move around and run around all the
Because he has a huge defensive impact on the game.
Yeah, people don't realize
the
how
one
good a
thing
defender he is.
I said about that game 5 game 4 when Clay missed out.
Yeah.
Was how Steph balled out and had all the points. One reason why they never pulled it within 7. I
they had
think
no
once
good
they got
defense.
it within 7 because Steph Curry only impacts the game through scoring.
Yeah, Jareb Crow was out there during that game, and I was like, get him off the court, because Looney wasn't playing that game.
And that's
either.
where I get where you're saying Curry needs. That's where he has to be creative, because if all I got is Curry, then I got to put someone out there that's going to have a defensive impact. And and for me, like Curry's biggest impact is his scoring ability. He's not Jordan. He's not Kobe, who could still make an impact on defensive or get the big board, things like that. And so, like you said, without Clay, can he come back defensively? I got an argument with someone about that on Friday. I'm trying to tell him, look, unless this dude's got Adrian Peterson's DNA, which he's too high yeller to have, Adrian Peterson's the reason why they bought slaves here. That man.
No, that's
that
what
man
they bred. They bred slaves.
They
to
bred
be
slaves to be
Adrian
like
Peterson. Exactly. We ain't gonna call them slaves no more. We gonna call them Adrian Petersons.
That man shredded. He shredded his
That's
AC.
crazy.
He shredded all 3 ligaments badly.
Yeah.
And came back the next year and ran for 2,000 yards. They don't make him like him anymore. They don't breed him like him anymore.
Yeah. They don't make horses like that. They're like, pull the shotgun out.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Make some glue.
Adrian Peterson living at Santa Anita.
It's like, Adrian Peterson will be the only horse to survive Santa Anita.
Hey man, I seen him make it through this. I seen him make it through. Nah, boy, that's my main man dingo fighting horse.
Hey man, Adrian Peterson would be. You know what? I think honestly, Adrian Peterson was who's the black dude who went against the steam train?
John Henry.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson like a John Henry.
Adrian Peterson, unlike John Henry, died afterwards. Adrian Peterson's still standing.
Yeah, he's stronger than John Henry. Never mind.
They might after he beat the steam train, they're like, we're gonna have you do now, lay some more tracks so we get this steam train across town.
Oh man, he would have been in the circus. That nigga was. Yeah.
So hey, maybe Clay got some. Maybe he got some Adrian Peterson gene, which I doubt.
I don't know.
Because I seen his dad. His dad was a Laker, Michael Thompson, and I give you this: Clay's a little tougher. The mom must be tough.
Hey,
he
I do know.
must get his toughness from his mom.
I got
get it from Michael Thompson.
I got confidence in Clay because Clay drinks chocolate milk.
Clay does a lot of things that 5-year-olds do.
Shout out to Clay Thompson. Hey, I'm trying to get you on the show, man. I got a great concept, great idea. I'll produce it. I'll be the director. It could be you, Jock Peterson, and Ryan Lochte. You guys all live in a loft together, like in a major city for
my
2
God.
weeks, and you guys just travel around the world and interact with different cultures in different cities. That'd be so dope.
Can
We got to
also-
make sure Leo the Eighth work with them, or else one of them might drown themselves.
We also got to make sure that Jesse
And the chocolate
Smollett
milk.
live in the house too.
Jesse Smollett would be the over the top roommate that always has some drama going on.
Because we got to make sure one of them might drown themselves in a bowl of Cheerios. Okay? And then shout out to Dustin Hoffman for making that time machine, going in the future, watching Klay Thompson, and then going back in time and then shooting Rain Man and using him as your inspiration. I don't know what was better, making a time machine, or did you make more money coming back and doing the show, doing the acting?
Hey, Rain Man cemented his legacy, man. He got an Oscar for that, bro.
Hey, never go full retard.
Never go full retard. I don't have that sound like
Hey, Clay went full retard in that game 3. The boy, obviously, when he asked that
Boy
question, I
good.
said, that's what I said. Man, I like the boy, but he might be a little special. Like, let me call Pedro up and say, Pedro, does he show those ticks?
Shout out to Pedro sponsorship. All right, man. Let's get into we were talking about the Warriors.
news.
We were
Yeah,
talking
we got
about the
big
Warriors losing the title to Toronto. We had our take on that for the most part, but now, yeah, let's transition into some other big news. We got a big trade today, Aaron. What was the trade?
Big trade. Anthony
trade.
Davis, trade in the making, 5 months in the making for the Lakers, finally went through. Anthony Davis traded from the New Orleans Pelicans to the Lakers for 3 first-round draft picks, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, and Jason Hart,
And a
including
pack of Mambas.
and a pack of Mambas that was stolen out of Rayon's car when he was parking and working at the Parkway.
The Lakers probably gave up the serum to why Magic Johnson's still living.
I'll give you the
That
cue
might have been
for
thrown
They were
in
like,
too.
for the
nigga,
HIV
look,
and the AIDS.
That might have been thrown
Lonzo
into
Ball
the
gonna have a
serum.
rough first year, man. We need that serum.
Hey, yeah, so big trade. Anthony Davis is now a Laker. And
AD.
there's definitely a take on it having some epic effects or some waves being created that are going to change the landscape of the Western Conference.
The landscape.
Do you guys believe this is going to actually be a landmark moment, or is this going to be more or less just another transition of a superstar that doesn't know how to win on an aging superstars team that falls apart in a season and a half?
Well, he's on the best player that he ever played side by side with right now. And I'm not saying the best, most talented. He's probably the most talented because Dwayne Wade is probably the best player he ever played next to. But he has someone that's probably the most talented, played kind of a different position, taller. Him and Dwayne Wade was very similar.
Yeah.
LeBron and Dwayne
Kevin
Wade.
Love was like a 25-point player before he got with LeBron.
But
Don't be stupid.
AD
like.
way better on that.
I don't
man.
know.
That
Kevin
defense.
Love was like Mr. Timberwolves, and then
Well, Kevin Love was playing on a terrible team, and he got to do whatever he wanted. He basically was running off screens and taking pull-up or catch and shoot three-pointers like half
I'm
the
just
time.
trying to be realistic. Like, LeBron is great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to shit on LeBron's whole legacy, but LeBron, like, kind of made great players subpar.
I wouldn't say he made them subpar, but he didn't allow them to maximize their ability or impact on the court.
And it depends on what their ability. If they were ball handling players,
Yeah,
If they,
well, that's
but
the
AD,
other thing,
AD
yeah.
can make an impact without even, as we saw when he won Player of the Year without scoring points at Kentucky.
Well, that's one of the
LeBron's
reasons.
not moving the ball the same
Well,
way. That's why that's a blessing. But
that's-
if he was moving the ball like he was like 2-3 years ago, AD
Yeah.
would not be a good component.
yeah.
Oh, I think for me, like that's one of the reasons why we always touch back on it. Why LeBron isn't as good as Jordan to me, is because Jordan knew how to play with the ball not in his hands and still be a better offensive threat. And yeah, like that's the difference. Like LeBron needs the ball in his hands. You saw that this year with the Lakers. Lakers had a bunch of ball handlers. They had Stevenson, they had Rondo, and they had Lonzo. They had Ingram. They didn't have guys who could play off the ball. And part of that could be Aaron's AAU theory. That could be a big issue into it. But the other part is just like, yeah, these guys don't know how to play off the ball. And like what Darius was saying about the Warriors, and you were saying about the Warriors, like they need all their pieces to be running for it to be great. It can't be great if one of those pieces are missing, or two of them especially. And you know, you have players on the Warriors who have a great recipe. With the Lakers, last year's recipe was a disaster. And it's proven because number one, LeBron got injured for an extended period of time. That's first and foremost.
Yeah. They were in 4th place when he got hurt.
Yeah.
And they just
That
blew out the Warriors on a game
Christmas
that mattered.
Day. Yeah, that was the worst thing that happened. But beyond that, they also got exposed for not having players who knew how to adjust and play a different style of basketball. You can't play one style of basketball. You have to be able to play basketball. And when you can, when you can take advantage of something, you take advantage of it. You don't just play one style and not be able to see that, hey, we're losing. We need to maybe change what we're doing.
Yeah.
Man, if we just hit our pull-up shots or, these guys hit their open shots, you know what I'm saying, even though they ain't known for shit hitting open shots, we'd be good.
Hey, you know what? You know what, though? It depends on how they build the rest of these pieces. Because now they basically got player 1, player 2, player 3. They need a whole...
Who's player 3?
Kyle Kuzma.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying that's the only player they got right now.
That's a good piece to keep, though, because he can play off the ball.
They kept him, which was a great piece, because Brandon Ingram can't really play off the ball.
No.
And neither can Lonzo Ball. So, like you said, it's a great piece. The question is who they going to sign. Who's left.
They were mentioning
Kemba Walker. I'm not happy about that.
Shout out to Kemba Walker.
Because he needs the ball.
Kemba Walker.
He needs the ball.
Hey, Kemba, give us some of your money.
But Kemba Walker could slide into more like a natural 2,
undersized
position.
2, which could
undersized 2 because he got LeBron up there.
You got
it
those
could
2
be
long, maybe
like he did at UConn. If he got a tall point guard, he could go to 2.
But Kemba is one of those players
who needs the ball.
in his hands.
I like
he
Matthew
proved
Brogdon.
how good he is by
Matthew
always having
Brogdon is
the
an
ball.
unrestricted free agent. If they sign someone like him, sign a couple lesser name players, not George Teague, not Carmelo Anthony. Sign some of these, sign like Matthew Brogdon. Like someone like that could play off the ball.
Great defense.
He's free agent under him and Middleton, same year, unrestricted free agent.
Shout out Kemba Walker. He the only nigga from the Africa part of Compton.
Hey, I think it'll be interesting to see what the Lakers do, but they have 2 superstars. If LeBron doesn't have a precipitous decline, he is on the back end of his prime.
He's LeBron though. Like Michael Jordan still beat your
last
ass.
year he proved to be human.
When Jordan declined, he still put up numbers and balled out.
because he had developed the skill to be unstoppable.
Don't forget Kobe's last game he scored 60.
Because he shot about 55 shots, nigga. I don't know what you was talking about. That's not a point to make. Like if you get almost all the shots for your team,
he scored 60 though.
The Lakers might have only scored
60,
70 points in that game, but he scored 60. It's like, yeah, of course. No,
I wouldn't be able to score 60.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But I'm just thinking, I think LeBron missed almost 2 months last year. And then they shut him down. He had a major injury for the first time in his career, just like Clay. So you never know how a player responds from an injury. Don't. It's very,
But he do have more of an Adrian Peterson gene than
okay, I'll give you that. I would. Him and Adrian Peterson might be half brothers. So it could be true.
They don't. You got Eskimo brothers. They don't slave brothers.
They the Mandingo.
That's my Mandingo brother out there.
They train together. They train together in Candyland.
They the ones that put that noose on Jesse Smollett's neck.
Kawhi's the best player in the NBA right now. You heard it here first.
I can say that too, but I don't think they'll win another title.
Kawhi don't pass like LeBron. But he shoots the mid-range game and can always score on you better than LeBron without depending on physical ability.
Jared, if a bobblehead... He
put up LeBron-type numbers this whole finals and won.
Jared, if a bobblehead and a loofah had a baby, it'd be you.
Man, fuck your couch, nigga. Anyways, I'm just saying, Kawhi's the best player in the league right now, and he might go on a tear with Toronto or wherever he goes. I think that's crazy. Where do y'all think he's going? How about go?
I gotta wait and see because when he balled out Miami, I was expecting him to keep that jump, and while he did still ball the rest of the next couple of years, he didn't it wasn't like this huge jump. Like he balled in that playoffs. It was a huge jump in that playoffs, and I'm like, okay, this is who he is. Yeah. Now he showed those during the year, like he still was an all-star, still that, but he wasn't on tier 2 level. And so if he could maintain, I mean, he's tier 2, but he wasn't like tier 1 level.
He's definitely tier 2.
He played tier 1 against Miami.
All right, well, let's explain to people. Hey, so Aaron has a tier system.
So instead of rating players against each other, I think it's stupid to say this person's an all-time, Magic or Bird.
Let's just explain
it's hard. So I created tiers. Yeah. So tier 1 is the greatest of all time. They're the GOATs, and so that's just 2 people.
Tier 1 is the GOATs.
It's just LeBron and MJ. They're tier 1.
And then tier 2.
Hold on. Tell me, they're the only 2 people in tier 1?
Only 2 people in tier 1. Now, let me tell you this, though.
That's a little
They're
egregious.
the GOATs. They're the GOATs. Now, tier 2 is slightly behind tier 1. Tier 2 is still like greatest players ever played this game and impact the game.
Kobe's not a GOAT?
You can't tell the story.
Kobe's not
Get the fuck out of here. You
Kobe
guys are
is tier
smoking
2.
rocks.
I can barely put Kobe. I really put Kobe with Magic Johnson. Like I can't see the difference between the two.
That nigga got hella titles, blood.
They both got the same
hella
exact number.
records. I mean, what? But it's Kobe.
They both got the same exact record. I can even say this: Magic won his high school title, a college title, and an NBA title,
But Kobe made
all
it look
within
better.
4 years.
All right, so here's what I'm saying. So let's explain the system. I want to explain the system. Tier 1 is the
GOATs.
greatest of all time. The players who are on a platform where you're like, is this it, like you can name dozens of players
They're
and
not as
ask,
good as
are they
that.
as good as that player? Like, was Will Chamberlain better than Jordan? And most people, maybe because of our age and not seeing Will Chamberlain, be like, no, Jordan's better.
Yeah.
LeBron is this era's version of Jordan. He's like
Yes.
the next one. Like Kobe was like kind of the next iteration, but like
But
didn't
LeBron
quite
kind of
do.
snatched it away before Kobe could really
Yeah.
put it away.
So then, so tier 1 is like the elite GOATs. Tier 2 is everyone else that
Who
is
are
super
still
dope,
super dope, and
super
best
dope
player.
players that were really good, and if they had maybe won 1 or 2 more titles, would be in that tier 1. Like,
You know, it's not even about title. I think it's about what they did to the game.
yeah, and then tier 3 is like a lot of really good players,
Really good.
Really
Really
good
high
players.
end, really all stars who are better than everybody else.
but just had their time in the league and then kind of faded away. Like
yeah,
there's a lot
I'm
of
gonna give you
those players.
examples. James Harden's a tier 3.
You think
Not a bad player.
Oh.
Not
If he
a bad
keeps
player.
going, well,
If he keep-
yeah,
I mean,
if he keeps going,
he scores a lot
he'll
of
make
points.
tier 2.
But see, there's a lot of players like Dominique Wilkins is tier.
if he
tier
wins
3.
the title,
It's not just title. I'm not. My thing is I'm counting your whole career and not just title.
So
Because anybody can just jump
Karl
on a team and win a title.
Karl Malone.
Karl Malone is tier 2.
What?
You can't tell the story of the greatest players ever without including Karl Malone.
That's not true.
I can tell it without including James Harden.
Karl Malone
I
was
can tell it
averaging
without
triple
including-
doubles. If you got to talk about Karl Malone, you got to talk about Oscar Robertson. And if you talk about
he's
Oscar
tier
Robertson,
2.
you got to talk about Russell Westbrook.
Nah, I can give Oscar Robertson tier 2.
And Russell Westbrook would be tier 2 too.
No, Russell Westbrook's tier. What did I put Westbrook?
I mean, get
Oh,
the
I got
fuck
Russell
out.
Westbrook as tier 3.
Get the fuck out.
well, another thing, Darius, you gotta
Garbage,
realize,
Aaron.
what you gotta realize is that Aaron's also like these guys are still cementing their legacy, or
They're still playing.
They're still playing, so it's a different. Like some of them are earning their way into some.
But if we're not
They
talking
are.
titles, we're not talking any of that. We're just talking about
Titles
like,
do matter, but only to a certain point.
But if you got Oscar,
Everything
if you
only
got
matters
Oscar
to a
Robertson
certain
in your
point.
second tier, then Russell Westbrook, who has more accolades and have beat all of Oscar Robertson's accolades, he's toppled them. So you can't have you literally can't have Oscar Robertson be tier 2 and Russell Westbrook be tier 3. It can't even make sense because now Russell Westbrook is actually on paper a better player. He literally is on paper. Like there's no
Stats
argument.
wise, but the NBA is easy to pick
What do you
up
mean stats wise? He's gonna keep going for at least 5 more years more than Oscar
But
Robertson
it's
too.
also, but then a lot of players. There's a lot of players in the league who tell you he chases a lot of stats.
I mean,
Like he's chasing
what does that
stats
mean though?
more than chasing wins.
MJ played with 2 good people.
Yeah.
He chased a lot of
And then
stats.
when that year
Curry's
he
not
took those 2
chasing
years
stats,
off,
but
they
he
didn't do
gets them.
anything. Curry got the 3-point stat.
I think Westbrook's a tier 2 if he like goes on a run where he wins.
And then
a
if
few titles.
Westbrook is a tier 2, then James Harden's a tier 2.
This is my thing. If Westbrook
Harden, well, my thing. So the reason why I can see Harden not being tier 2.
you guys are smoking around.
No, it's not.
Plays
right.
no defense.
He plays no D. Like
None.
the
He
whole
doesn't even
defensive
try.
side of the game is
a
kind
part of the game.
is not really a factor. So I do give him as an overall impact of the game. I believe he's a tier 2 player, but with and it's been the last few years. But he's also playing in Mike D'Antoni's system where he can do whatever he wants.
Is Allen Iverson tier 3? Maybe tier 4?
No, Iverson.
I
was-
got AI as tier 3.
Get the
Yeah,
fuck
he's
outta
a
here.
cusper for me
He's a
because
great scorer.
because tier 2
But he
I would
couldn't do
say
much anything else.
He had
because-
great defense.
no, he led a couple teams, underdog teams, and really carried them for 2 years, but then it stopped. And then he went to other teams and he couldn't carry them anymore. And it was one of those things where he had his moment where he was really dope. He was good enough to carry a team for
This
a couple
system is
years.
crazy.
He's good enough to carry a team for a couple years to get to a title shot.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, was great. That's why he gets a lot of credit. But it stopped after that.
It stopped.
And it wasn't one of those things where I'm saying he's a cusper. I can see him as tier 2. I can also understand why
Now,
he's tier 3.
Tier 2 are guys to me that some people can be like, you know what? He's not better than MJ, but he's right there with them, right below him.
But
like
that's-
Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Russell, Kobe, Wilt, Jerry West, Shaq, Elijah Wan. Tim
And how
Duncan.
is Shaq not with?
I can see
Steph
Shaq
Curry.
being in the one.
Steph
man.
Curry.
I always wonder. I think Shaq is the one.
I mean, like if we're talking about position, I mean you're just
Shaq's
talking
one of my
about two
favorite
players.
players, so if I put him in two, then
I think Aaron's trying to give himself credibility. Like, man, I ain't even got Shaq in there, so it must be fair.
Shaq is there too.
He's like, hey, I think Shaq.
Because if I put Shaq, I got to put Kareem higher than Shaq. Why is Shaq higher than Kareem?
Because
Kareem
Shaq has
dominated.
accolades, and he
Kareem
has
still-
the records, and he actually
Kareem has
transcended
the
the.
most impossible record for anyone to break. That even MJ couldn't break, which is the all-time leading scorer.
Yeah. All right, Aaron likes his standards though. I get two. Like 2 is not a knock on anybody.
No,
Actually,
3 is not a knock.
Three is
To
kind
me,
of a knock.
3, you're
'cause
still Hall of Famer. You're still Hall of Famer at 3.
when you get
you're
to 4
Hall-
and 5 though.
You're Hall of Famer and not by
All right,
basketball
Where was
standards.
Mookie Blaylock?
Man, I don't rank players. Let me tell you, Jared.
Don't hate on Mookie now.
Let me tell you, Jared. You know how guys go out and, when guys were young, when we were all young, college age, we sit there and be like, oh, that person's a 6, that person's 7. We all did it, locker room talk. I'm not ashamed to admit what I've done in this Me Too era in the past. I said, but my rankings was much different. If I wouldn't sleep with you, you didn't get ranked. So someone's like, oh, what's that one? That girl's a 3. Going off looks. It's us being young and ignorant. I'm gonna admit to it. That person's a 3, and I'm like, oh, she a 3. So you think highly of them? They're like, no, I wouldn't even touch her. Why should there's 0 in my book? I'm sure I'm a 0 in a lot of people's books. I was a 0 in other people's book too, and I was a 3 in some, and a 10 in some, and a 9 in some. But Mookie Blaylock is a 0. I'm not putting him on my tier list.
Man, Mookie was tight for a couple years. Bro.
Man, he do not go on my. But I'm supposed
He had
to
a
rank.
band named
I guess I'm
REM.
gonna rank Keith Mr. Jennings.
Wait, was it War Against the Machine or REM was the name
It
of
was,
Mookie Blaylock?
yeah, I forgot. Was it? It was one of them.
Alright,
I'm gonna rank Keith
how many
Mr.
other-
Jennings and who was that? Oral Boykins.
How
Do
many-
I got rank Oral Boykins too?
Nah,
No.
you ain't got to rank him, but Mookie did it longer than Boykins. Hey, I'll tell you this
Mookie in
though.
jail. He ain't getting ranked.
That's unfortunate.
He's in
I'm not talking
jail.
about the player
Mookie's
off the
in jail?
court.
Yeah, man, he in jail, and I don't think he getting out any time.
I'm talking about the player
Same thing
on-
way to Keith.
I'm talking about the
Mookie.
player on the court. His name was Mookie at ours. What do you
Damn,
expect? He's like, he in jail. Like, yeah, Mookie in jail. Right?
What did he do again? Was
He
it
killed somebody by
right drunk driving? Right?
He was drunk driving again.
Mookie.
Again, yeah, it was like his fourth time.
Yeah, he had alcohol issues.
Damn, Mookie.
He had an illness with his addictions, I would say, and he
Should have been
got in an
good to win it.
accident.
At one point,
I think he
before
killed
that
somebody.
accident, wasn't he placed on life support from another accident while he was drunk driving?
I don't know, man. Mookie had a rough after the NBA. I don't know how he went so broke or what was going on or he just got caught up with alcohol and drugs. I think that was part of it.
Yeah, his license was suspended at that point because he already was caught drunk driving
Hey,
several times.
shout out to Mookie Blaylock. I had some good memories. I learned a lot about basketball watching you play, so I
Shout out to
appreciate you
Mookie.
for that.
Shout out to Mookie Blaylock. At least you pleaded guilty and didn't waste the family's time for the death of.
Yeah, he took responsibility
He
for
took
it. He's kind of like
responsibility.
my general butt naked.
What?
They call me butt naked because I fought naked.
All right, you ready for some quick hitters?
Quick hitters.
Hey, shout out to Kawhi. He's the best player in the league right now. Could be the GOAT. He might win 5 more titles. If he wins 5 more
Kevin
titles,
Johnson.
he'll have
Dodgers
more
were
than
about
Jordan.
to win 1-0 and you just gave up a home run.
Less than Bill
2-run.
Bill Russell. Bill Russell, tier 2?
Yeah.
Why you say that? What was that about?
He was on that farm team. That's back when the Celtics used to draft players while they were like freshmen. And, players stayed 4 years. But because they can afford to and they can afford to like maintain rights because they already had Hall of Famers, they would just draft players ahead of time and they just farmed. That's one reason why they got all them titles.
That's tight though. They got your boy, the man.
They drafted Bill Russell when he was
USF
a
man.
sophomore.
I didn't even know USF was fucking a good basketball
They
school.
won 2
man.
titles in a row. They had him and Casey Jones.
Yeah, man, I heard about that.
Casey Jones. They drafted Casey Jones while he was still playing too with Bill Russell. They would just farm players and just draft them and just hold
Get
on
the
to
rights,
But
the
the way
right.
it was back then, you could just hold on to their rights. Other teams didn't do it because they're like, we're not good. We can't afford to waste a draft pick and wait 2 years. And the Celtics could just keep doing it.
Yeah, it's like Danny Ainge trading Isaiah Thomas for Kyrie.
Hey, it's-
Now Kyrie leaving.
It's like Isaiah Thomas when he was the old Isaiah Thomas when he was in charge of New York and somehow survived the Me Too movement before it
Oh
happened.
yeah, that fool. They ain't stop putting these ignorant ass motherfuckers in positions of power. I'm not saying that they can't do it, but I'm just like, if you listen to Isaiah Thomas talk, he don't really convey president of basketball operations. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm not saying he's not smart.
That's like Isaiah Thomas. That's like Magic Johnson. Did he really convey a president of basketball? Like
he's running a multi-million, $100 million.
Okay, so at least
potentially the Lakers are over $1 billion.
But at least Magic already had businesses.
The Lakers are worth
so
more.
That makes sense.
But let's put it. Let's put it on the scale of what we're talking about. The Knicks and the Lakers. Darius, how much are the Lakers and Knicks worth? You think?
Probably at least the Knicks are worth. Oh shit! Well, they're probably both $billion franchises.
Yeah, because
I think
the Clippers sold for $2.5 billion.
I think the Lakers and the Knicks are worth almost as much as the Cowboys. So
they're right below them.
So like $3 or $4 million.
Yeah,
maybe
you could $3 or $4 billion.
Yeah, you could sell the Knicks for $5 billion.
Yeah, you
could sell the Lakers for $5 billion, and people wouldn't bat an eye at it.
No,
because the Clippers went for $2 billion.
Clippers went for 2.5, and they were in there. Yeah, so
and they were good.
They were good, but they weren't. They weren't the Knicks or Lakers where you could sell jerseys in other countries.
Dude,
that don't even play basketball.
The LA is the Lakers town and New York is the Knicks town. It is what it is, and those are two major cities.
Two major businesses.
So, yeah, I hear it.
So why would you name these fools as presidents of basketball operations?
I'm just saying, man. Like, think about it. Like
they won't give me a job. They won't give me a job as chief financial officer of Apple or Google if I walk in there. They're like, hey, man, we looking at the T-shirt. You got on some slavery-looking Banana Republic shirt.
I'd be like, hey, EA Sports. Yeah. I ain't winning your tournaments, but I played a lot of your games. Hey, let me run your gaming operations. Like, no, like, nigga, have you ever done programming? Nah, nigga. Nah, that's not my bag. But you know what I can do is I can play some Madden 05. I tear that ass up. Hey, open challenge to anybody, Madden 05.
And that's how Isaiah Thomas and Magic Johnson got those jobs.
Yeah, they played a lot of the games. They're like, I played this game a lot. I was like, I wonder what the interview went like, because I'm like, you asked him a question, what kind of answers were you getting? It's like, I'm not gonna be here.
Yeah. So the secretaries wear short skirts.
It's like, I'm not saying we did anything wrong, but I'm not saying that we didn't. But then again, we did something wrong, so we gotta take responsibility. But would I ever admit to do anything wrong? No, because we didn't do anything wrong. I'm like, nigga, what did you just say? I'm like, literally.
That motherfucker was talking about 3 circles at a time.
He talked 3 circles that went different directions and converged at very small points at a time. I was like, God damn it.
That shit was crazy. Shout out to Magic Johnson with the verbal magic.
Hey, shout out to Magic Johnson sponsorship.
Shout out to Magic Johnson. I'm gonna name a CBD oil after you and claim that it heals all ailments, all STDs.
Hey, shout out to Magic Johnson. I want you to be the spokesperson for Hooked on Phonics.
That's right. Come get some of my. That's right, y'all. This Magic here, we with the Magic Hour. Come get some of this Magic Johnson CBD. Hey, heal you right up. You be fucking fat bitches in no time.
Shout out to Magic Johnson. Can we get you back on a late night TV show? I know that's why you quit the way you did and went on with Stephen
Only
A.
if we
Smith.
can bring Tommy Davidson's crackhead ass there too.
Idea alert! I think we should come out with a lemonade by Magic Johnson called Lemonades.
Come on, man.
They got a dog.
A man.
He a man. Hey, yeah, shout out to Magic Johnson. I appreciate you thinking that you built a team that was going to win the title by getting everyone who could dribble the ball but not shoot.
I shoot the ball in the basket.
You was farting in bathtubs and laughing your ass off.
Let's start this quick hitter. That's hilarious. Quick hitter.
I'm not gonna be here.